And the governor of Illinois wants to give illegal immigrants a real treat this Halloween weekend. J.B. Pritzker is asking the Trump administration to pause immigration enforcement to, quote, let children be children.
I've sent a letter to Kristi Noem and to the Department of Homeland Security leadership asking them to pause all of their federal agent operations for the entirety of the Halloween weekend. I'm asking for basic human decency. Give the children and the families of Illinois a break.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says that's not happening.
No, we're absolutely not willing to put on pause any work that we will do to keep communities safe. The fact that Governor Pritzker is asking for that is shameful, and I think unfortunate that he doesn't recognize how important the work is that we do to make sure we're bringing criminals to justice and getting them off our streets, especially when we're going to send all of our kiddos out on the streets and going to events and enjoying the holiday season. We want to make sure that they're safe.
So, here to discuss, former acting ICE Director Jonathan Fahey. Jonathan, great to see you. It does seem a little odd for Governor Pritzker to call for a pause. If you are rounding up criminals, illegal immigrants, who may have committed, in many cases, other crimes, and you tell them, OK, we're not going to actually keep looking for you for the next couple of days or so, they don't sit around waiting then for you to find them. They get away, don't they?
Exactly, and they put the community at danger every day they're out on the streets. Governor Pritzker's cynicism on this is just boundless. And you think about it, this is another way where he falsely vilifies ICE agents, because what he's doing for Halloween is scaring Illinois' residents by suggesting that ICE agents are rounding up trick-or-treaters, which in fact is not true and never is true, but they are always trying to vilify ICE agents. And it's not surprising that we have an 8,000% increase on threats against ICE agents and 1,000% increase on assaults on ICE agents because of rhetoric like this. But I think most people realize and don't really take Governor Pritzker particularly seriously, but he is just doing this for his own political benefit because he wants to be the Democratic nominee for president. And so he's willing to put his political ambitions ahead of the citizens of Illinois, unfortunately, but in fact it's true. But yeah, the idea that ICE should not arrest a rapist this weekend because that rapist might want to trick or treat is utterly absurd, shameful, and just nonsense.
Now, another point Governor Pritzker made, Jonathan, and I know that this is a point of discussion, shall we say, within the administration itself, is whether ICE is really purely targeting, as some have said they are, the worst of the worst. Listen again to Governor Pritzker, and I'll get your thoughts on this on the other side.
So don't believe it when they tell you that they're busting the worst of the worst gangs or gang members. They're attacking peaceful neighborhoods and terrorizing kids in Halloween parades. Hardworking and law-abiding but undocumented parents snatched away from their children. The children left at the side of the road. Is this what Kristi Noem and Donald Trump mean when they say the worst of the worst?
Now, Jonathan, our own Bill Melugin has done some reporting on this, that there are two camps within the administration. One who believes that there should be purely a focus on the worst of the worst, and if you round up people at Home Depots, etc., you might lose the battle for public opinion on this. Which camp are you in, Jonathan?
Well, I think what they're doing, and I'm in the camp of prioritizing the worst of the worst, but you don't, in fact, give sort of de facto amnesty for other people that broke the law that may not be the worst of the worst, but it's still a crime to enter the country illegally. So this idea that you should just say, oh, once you get here, which is part of the problem that we've had, as people like Governor Pritzker have said, once you get to Illinois, we will do everything we can to prevent you from being deported if you come here illegally. So the priority should be the worst worst of the worst, but the other people should not get a free pass and get amnesty. But what Governor Pritzker is saying, what he said, which is not true, is he suggests he supports deporting the most serious criminals, but in fact the policies in Illinois and the policies of Chicago are the exact opposite. They actually seek to keep the worst of the worst here. He would have a lot more ground to stand, or stronger ground to stand on, if he supported deporting violent criminals, gang members, and other people like that, but he just doesn't. But the administration's been consistent. The worst of the worst are going, but other people do not have amnesty. And it's just a matter of how you prioritize and how you do things. But I think they really are. There is a consistency within the administration, and the priorities are, again, get the bad guys out first, but other people, you don't get to stay here illegally.
Former Acting ICE Director Jonathan Fahey, thank you so much, sir, for joining us and spending part of your Saturday morning with us. Thank you, sir.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.